So this will be painting the brake calipers, maybe some of the pad and whatever the this thing's called. I already jacked the car up. I'm gonna take the wheel off, so I'm doing the lug nuts right now. And we just stopped by Advanced Auto Parts and bought some like matte red like paint. This is heat resistant, and brake cleaner just in case I need to clean the calipers a little bit before I put the paint on. I'll also like use some water to take the dirt off. I'm at Keon's, and yeah, I'll look. There's a bolt right back here that needs to come off, and then the caliper pad thing will flip off easily. As it comes out of there, and this one is like this shell right here. Oh, boom! That come off, and this is how you change the brake pads. Now, when this does come down, the brake line is still attached, so you have to be really careful, and you don't want to take the brake line off because then it leaks brake fluid. Anyways, 2 wheels. We also got this supported on bricks. I thought this was red. This is orange. So we're gonna go to the nearest auto place and woo! And the license plate's gone. Let's take a look. Just got everything back in. Next side. It looks so much better on camera. What the f***?
Approximately 10 hours later.
Alright. Heading to garage number 2 for the back 2 calipers because they were unfinished, and I don't want to f*** with plastic. No, I don't want to f*** with masking tape. So, yeah. It looks like it's a problem there. Anyways, day 2, I didn't do the back side, so I just jacked the car up. There's a jack point right under there. You can't really see it, but on the IS250, this Y pipe right in front of it, there's a so that people can't just take it off and steal it. So you want to make sure you know where this is at all times and hide it from anybody who might be stealing your car. So you put this in, and it'll take the last one off. Okay. So when you get down to the last screw, see these other bolts are completely off. The tire's actually in the air right now. It's not touching the ground. So what you need to do is make sure that the tire doesn't fall over. You don't want to scratch up your rims. And when you take it off, I would say, actually it kind of feels like it's on the ground. I don't know. I would say loosen both equally at the same time, and then eventually take one off. And then after you do that, though, they should be pretty loose, and the thing should, the last screw should be kind of hard to get off. But I'll do that real quick and see how easy this one is to get off. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that was easy. Oops. Thank you. Okay, now all the screws are off. I didn't have any problems. I think the wheel's still touching the ground a little bit. And this is very dirty, so I, go ahead and put 2 bolts on. It's also weighs, well, mine, obviously it differs, but mine weighs like 30, 40 pounds, so it's got a little bit of weight to it, but, once you get it off, you can just roll it somewhere. Where should I put it? Oh, my jack. Oh, almost worn out all the way. You can Okay, so I kind of have a little rust oxidation going on right here. I did bring I did bring some brake cleaner. Definitely when I start to paint these, I'm going to spray it over, sand it down, wash it off, all that good stuff to just make sure that this is a perfect surface for me to paint on. And I'm not going to record, but I got to do the other side also and get these off next. So, like I said, some of these are really hard to get out. So I got the torque wrench, put it on the screw, held it there with one hand, got a perfect angle, and then hit it with a hammer on mallet, whatever you're gonna. I mean, you can use almost anything to get that extra push and knock it off, or just crack it at least so that it gets loose, and then you can do the rest of the job by hand. Take off the screw. Looks like there was one here for the back of my car. There's two for the back. This one and that one down there. Right. Yeah. Well, nope, it's off. Okay, actually, there's only one screw, and this thing comes off. So, back, and it just like slides off. Don't forget to slide it back on. And this thing is kind of heavy. Anyway, so the brake line's right here, and I want to prop it on this little hilera so that the brake line doesn't get worn, torn, cracked, whatever. Okay, I got a little trash bag, and I'll prop it up and support it so that it can dry easily. That's that. Make sure that you don't, I think the back are a little bit different than the front. I want to make sure I don't get anything in here or in there where the screws go, so I'm going to tape it up. Alright, update number 2 is done. So I unscrewed that one bolt, and then in the back, the little pipe didn't slide off. Alright, this is what I'm talking about. This slid off easily from the back pipe. On that side, it touched right here, and it didn't let me take it off. The reason why I wanted to take it all the way off is because there's more coverage. And I didn't take the pads off because I can just paint from the outside. I didn't realize it. With the other one, I could have just left the pads on. But, now I'm going to spray it with the brake cleaner and scrub it with the brush. Make sure all of this, just most of the surface that I'm painting is nice, clean. Alright. I taped up a little bit more and prop this up on a box so I should get a good angle, spray it all down. I did like 3 coats on the front, but okay. So really, you're just gonna paint like the surface that you see. This is behind the, the tire, the rim, so it is kind of farther back. So I mean, don't worry about painting anything back there. I'm really just gonna paint the surface. I will paint the pad. I'm not worried about painting the brake pads because, not worried about painting the brake pads because, quite simply, the pressure will just take it right off if I accidentally do that. You know the dog, right? Ooh. Looks good. One.
Okay.
Okay, so if you make the mistake of turning on the car, which first of all you shouldn't do while it's jacked up, but
Oh no.
I have to push the brake down to turn on the car, push to start. But if you do that, I simply got this massive flathead, got in between the 2 brake pads. What will happen is they'll compress, right? So you can't really open it up with your fingers or your hands. It's really kind of hard. So I had to use this, got in there, and And then, like I said, this top screw is the only screw left here. The hammer technique I was talking about is when you first try to get the bolts out, you have to crack it. So hammer right here. This is what I did. I hit the torque wrench with the hammer, mallet. That'll crack it, and once you crack it, it should be easy to just get it all the way off. You can stop. Okay, I never gave you a final look at what the brake calipers look like. Here's what the back ones look like. I should get some rolling shots of it. So it's kind of far back, so you can barely, like, I don't know, notice the discrepancies. Discrepancies, is that the right word? Flaws. That's better. That's one side. Take a look at, oops, this side. I really don't know. And hopefully you can see that now. Okay, go to this side. This side looks good, right? Alright, that's what that looks like. Oh, and I guess I'll show you while I'm at it. Little Chihuahua! Oh my god, you look even more blind in the camera.